All right, here we go. It is time for a video today, and we are going to be taking a look at Alaya. Alaya is coming to global right away. As a matter of fact, it is going to be happening this week with the Vision card coming the following week. And I figured let's take a look at this because this character, one, because content, two, because I actually have a fair amount of experience with this character, and three, actually kind of an interesting foil for talking about the brand new Warrior of the Crystal. Both characters are gunners, both characters have similar type secondary and tertiary jobs, and both characters are very strong for different reasons, but a lot of JP for the last few months has been in a strong range meta, and Ice, just as an element, looks pretty damn good across the board, even now. Since Fire has not made a resurgence, lightning was rampant everywhere with earth and wind all strung about for the last few months. JP has been a fantastic place to be running a long-ranged meta, and with Eliza and combination of Alaya, I have experienced quite a bit of success over the past few months in Arena, and not only Arena but PvP too. Both of these characters are fantastic and have made me fall in love with the Ice element. But we're going to talk a little bit about requirements to truly get the most out of her, and just her in general. So let's talk about Alaya. Alaya is a ranged character, brand new main job, which is exclusive to her. A arrow-based job in her secondary one, Hunter or Ranger here, and Paladin for durability into her tertiary job. And all of these jobs are particularly pretty good. As a matter of fact, her TMR is actually one of my favorites. Not only does it just boost attack for allies, which is good on a purely physical team, it also nullifies Charm, Stop, and Berserk, which is pretty good, and its range is really nice and really flexible in 2 casts. Means that it's good for multiple times. Alaya passes the is she worth a TMR get. I think that this TMR is really nice for some of the worst and most offending status effects. Not even just for the ice elemental teams, but for a lot of different elemental teams. If you hate some of these status effects, this is just an amazing TMR flat out. Confirmed. Alright, so yes, that is about that. Now talking about her skills, one of the things that is my favorite thing about her is that she has a support skill which is kind of a little bit off. So shooting power, you know, we're looking at some range increases in her kit, we're looking at defense penetration increases in her kit, but this one, missile attack up, acquired AP up, and movement down really is just a fantastic ability for keeping her out of the range of other opponents, but she is very good at hitting opponents from a long distance. So very, very nice. One of my favorites. She also has just a chance to evade, physical-based attacks and deal 30% attack boost for herself for 3 turns. So yeah, counter-wise and supports, very, very straightforward to me. Just really nice, but some of her other supports can give her increased range and accuracy, a little less range, only 1 range instead for increased accuracy, but it's still potentially good depending on what you're looking to get away with. As for her other counters, I mean, sure, her main one is pretty nice, but she also has another one too, which is the reflex ability, which is, of course, just always great. Counter at 15%, evade both physical and magical or character alive, and your opponent dead. Alaya has fantastic range on just a, well, I guess we should say a wide range of her abilities. Just the range increase on some of her stuff is particularly good. One of my abilities is only level 16. Must have just slipped by me. She can inflict frostbite. She can decrease missile resistance by getting her up to job level 25. She can break physical barriers, restore CT for herself, dispel auto revive, and increase her own missile attack penetration rate for 3 turns. All of this sums up makes for an incredibly powerful and dangerous long-range character. Of course, she'll never win 100% of the matchups. If she was that, then she would be an automatic, yes, just a mandatory pull. But she is just very strong. Taking a look at just what Ranger gets, gives her a 100% hit chance, decrease all elemental resistance, also on one of her abilities for invasion rate. Not really super important. I mean, anything, if you're looking to run Ranger, you're basically looking for the 100% hit chance to deal with evasion, and the 25% chance to inflict poison on certain enemies and deal damage. But also, Ranger does give her a large AoE to potentially use against opponents as well. So just a little bit of extra. And last but not least, Paladin does have some advantages to it. It is not my favorite choice for everything that you can. As you can see, I just don't run it for myself, and I've had pretty good success just with more ranged abilities. But stun, she does have stun. She can restore some HP. She can increase her defense. She can use Attract Blade to make her more targetable. And she does have a reduction barrier. And you know what? This is enough. Everything that we've said here is basically enough to say that this character is just a really, really strong character. For people who are of the ice element, this is 100% recommendation. Even her being a permanent character, she's just fantastic. She can replace outright Eliza or just work with Eliza. And speaking of which, just PvE and PvP content, she's fantastic in. Really just have great, had great success for the last few months with her. Now, we are going to show off some arena matches because I just don't want to talk. Some people do want to see these kind of matchups, so we'll run against a couple of matchups. Now, remember, before we get into this is my excuse. When we're talking about this current week in JP, it is still a heavily magic favored week. First of all, and so mages, especially dark elemental, are getting bonuses. And particularly, there's one character that really may be a thorn in the side. This is not it. I don't know what the heck that is. Interesting combination there. So Halloween Lucia is one of the more annoying characters that is out there right now. And Globalers do have access to this character already, so this is a consideration. Basically, if you are running a all-physical team, you can get into some issues against some of the new mages that are particularly very, very resistant to physical-based damage. So running an entirely physical damage team right now on JP has resulted in more losses in the last week with multiple different teams, just because Dark has, once again, experienced a bit of a resurgence. So let's just run this, take a peek at what happens here. Of course, a 120 Fina is pretty good, but we are not quite... I'm not super scared yet because, well, this character is at least not a full 120. We'll give a bit of a shot against our team here. So yeah, this is kind of a more than a bit of an issue that I run into right now with purely physical based teams is that guess what? There are some just not physical based teams right now. A nice shot there. Get a bit of a heal. Now, as you can see, Alaya's range here does keep her well and truly out of harm's way, which is a big advantage. And we can see here just how strong the Barris combination is. And you can get an idea for how strong Alaya's range is. Very, very convincing win. Very, very happy with it. And you can get an idea. I mean, like, the decrease in movement, which is normally a downgrade with a lot of characters, is just feeling like the next generation upgrade for range characters. They have such a high range to go up against other units Here we have a purely physical team, which might be a bit of a better example for one of the reasons why I like this so much. But yeah, honestly, there just really isn't too much to say about this. I've experienced a long time now, just fully enjoying her, Alaya, on just different teams of all kinds. Job vision cards that are kind of mixing up the elements are also making it very flexible for her to work with different elemental characters, as guns seem to be relatively positively affected by a lot of that. Now, as for the vision card, Peaceful Days, this is a vision card I don't have. It does have pierce attack resistance up and missile attack resistance piercing rate up. So it's a great vision card to have as teams become more durable over the next little while. This is going to be interesting. Anyway, agility up and whatnot. It's a good vision. It's a very good vision card to get your hands on. Because it will overall benefit Alaya, whether or not I think it's the most valuable thing. I'm not overly enthused about it, because Ice does just have so many great vision cards already that are fantastic. And we'll just check out this nice little win there to top off them. But Peaceful Days, there are just so many good vision cards already. If you're running just the kind of range and purely range, it's probably good just for the missile attack resistance. I've been able to get by without it, because just having such a wealth of strong ice physical vision cards has kept me very in a just a great position here. But yeah, she's very flexible. She works with a ton of different characters for PvE, PvP. Job vision cards are opening up different elemental team compositions, such as with water or earth, or depending on what the job VC is. It is giving her opportunities to still be strong in different elemental compositions. And you don't have to worry too much about the vision card, but it is, kind of a luxury to have that as well. Ice people and water people, I think, will be very happy with this. Everyone else, I think that it's still a strongly recommendable character, especially if you're looking to start getting into the ice element. This is a good place to start, because she can work in multiple different places. And I don't even know what else to say about her. Just really been happy. She's one of my favorite characters just to be used in multiple pieces of content, and I'll probably be using her even more into the future. I guess the last thing to show off is kind of where my ice elemental team is of recent, not as a brag, but just to show kind of stats that you can expect to get roughly on a pure ice elemental party-based team. And check out some stats and resistances for anybody who really wants those numbers. You can get an idea here. But her decrease in movement is meant to keep her well and truly out of harm's way, and it does. Sometimes, though, it can result in a little bit of lag of her getting into the fight, but her having such high range boosters means that she can get there. As for why Odin? Why not? Odin is just one of the best physical-based espers, even if he is primarily a /1. Yeah, Eliza, Bareth, Zoma, Snow, all of these characters, if you have all of these, and you all have them at 120, well, not Zoma yet, because he's not on a global, this character is absolutely incredibly strong recommendation, and I think a generally pretty great recommendation for anyone who likes gunners. So yeah, hopefully this helps you decide what you want to do with this character. Even if there's some fire elemental characters on JP announced this week, she'll still have 3 very good months in global. And even if the rumors or possibility of a new global exclusive coming out either at winter or just in the next months, a global exclusive that is a fire elemental character to counter Alaya, I just don't think it's necessary. I think it would be a little bit overkill. Wind can still already win against ice sometimes. And, you know, just like fire is still a particularly not great thing. Like, ice never becomes that oppressive, even from my opinion. Just strong. But hey. So yeah, let me know. Drop your comments below what you think of Alaya. We're going for her. And remember, tune in on Wednesday. Friday. Tune in on Friday. Boy, my thoughts are just all over the place at the end. Tune in on Friday for the JP 3rd anniversary live stream. Support the channel and watch the video summary once it comes out. And send me your parents' credit cards. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. That was a joke at the end. The last thing. Don't do that.